Good afternoon, and welcome to Lunch with the Legends, where today I had the opportunity to sit down and talk on the phone with the one and only Richard Sterban from the Oak Ridge Boys. Oak Ridge Boys are going to be at the Shooting Star Casino on December 20th in Mahnomen, Minnesota, with a Christmas concert, and we're giving away some tickets. So stay tuned for that information as well. You guys are going to be doing a Christmas special in Shooting Star Casino in Mahnomen, Minnesota on
That is correct, yes.
December 20th.
Okay, yes.
And we're actually going to be giving away some tickets to that as well. So it's going to be
sounds great.
It's going to be an exciting event. I mean, the Oak Ridge Boys, obviously, multi-platinum artists, Hall of Fame. What more can you say?
Well, thank you so much, Duane. It's hard to believe, that this is our 30th annual Christmas tour.
Wow.
It's hard to believe we started doing this 30 years ago. I think over the course of the years, I think we've kind of become known for our Christmas music. And our Christmas tour for a lot of people has become kind of a tradition. So we're looking forward to bringing it up to Minnesota, bringing it to your way. We've been rehearsing. We've been working very hard to try to put together a good Christmas show, and we're excited about the prospects of coming your way. We really are.
Well, the awesome thing about the Oak Ridge Boys, and I'm quite the country music fan, and not only the harmonies, but the bass part of it is just so exceptional, and it's signature.
So
I mean, it's just signature.
Well, thank you. You're giving me personally a compliment, and I certainly appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Now, I was looking through some of the press release leading up to the Christmas special, and one of the things that caught my eye was Elvis Presley.
Well, you're right. For about 2 years prior to joining the Oak Ridge Boys, I sang in a group called J.D. Sumner and the Stamps Quartet. And for about a year and a half of that time, I sang with the King. I sang with Elvis, the King of rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
I was very fortunate. I happened to be in the right place at the right time there. When I just took that job with J.D. and the Stamps Quartet, and then boom, it seemed like all of a sudden here I was singing on stage with Elvis. It was pretty special. Back then Elvis was the biggest star in the world.
Oh, absolutely.
No doubt about it. And his tour was the biggest tour in the music business, and to be a part of it was very exciting. I got to know Elvis just a little bit. I have some very fond memories of the times I spent with Elvis, and it was a very special time in my life, to say the least. So now that many years have passed, and I look back on that, I'm so thankful that I had a chance to experience that. However, something interesting happened to me while I was singing with Elvis.
Mm-hmm.
One day I got a phone call from William Lee Golden of the Oak Ridge Boys. He told me that their bass singer was leaving, and he wanted to know, and the Oak Ridge Boys wanted to know, if I would be interested in the job. So here I was, apparently on top of the world, singing with Elvis, singing with the King, but I had to make a decision. And, at the same time, I have to admit, I was a big fan of the Oak Ridge Boys. I loved what they were doing. I loved their music, and I felt like the group had a great deal of potential. So I made the decision way back in 1972. I made the decision to leave Elvis and to join the Oak Ridge Boys. A lot of people question that decision. How could you do that? How could you leave Elvis and join the Oak Ridge Boys? But, I really believed I was doing the right thing, and I think time has proven, and as I look back on the last 47 years and all the great things that have happened to our group, I think time has proven that decision I made back there was a pretty good decision. And you mentioned, earlier, we're now in the Hall of Fame. It probably culminated about 4 years ago when we were inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. Something that is really beyond words. I never thought back when I was singing with Elvis that someday I would be in the same Hall of Fame with him. But here I am. All the Oak Ridge Boys were in there with Elvis and Johnny Cash and George Jones, Dolly Parton. The list goes on and on.
Mm-hmm.
To be a part of that group of people is so special. It really is beyond words. So, yes, I think that proves right there that back in 1972, I made a pretty good decision leaving Elvis and joining the Oak Ridge Boys.
I think it was absolutely the right decision. I also have an Elvis story. Unfortunately, mine was not as happy. I was stationed at Fort Stewart, Georgia in 1977, and Elvis had just released that he was going to be playing at Savannah Civic Center, and
Okay.
the tickets were going to go on sale the end of the month, and I'm like, I'm going to go see Elvis Presley. And unfortunately, before the tickets went on sale, he passed away.
Oh my Lord, have mercy. You're right. That is not that is a very sad story. I
So I
agree.
never got to see him live.
Yeah. That's too bad. Wow.
Yeah, but growing up as a kid, a huge Elvis fan, loved his movies, loved the music. What was not to love about Elvis Presley? Getting back to the Oak Ridge Boys, so it's going to be a Christmas concert, we want people to understand that going to this, you're not necessarily going to see a Oak Ridge Boys concert. It's a Christmas concert.
Well, you're right about that. However, we even though it's a Christmas show, quite often when people find out we're bringing our Christmas show to town,
Mm-hmm.
the very next question usually is, even though it's a Christmas show,
Will you
will
sing
we still
Elvira?
hear Elvira? Yes. So
Absolutely.
the answer to that question is yes. You will hear Elvira. You will hear me.
Mm-hmm.
Do giddy up, papa,
Yep.
papa, mau mau. That will definitely happen. Now, we're doing this show in a casino, and so quite often in a casino, our time is limited.
Right.
But we will try to include as many of our regular songs as we can, even though we have a limited amount of time before we get into the Christmas part of the show. And that's the Christmas part of the show is very, very special. We cover just about every aspect of Christmas, from the romantic side of Christmas, the fun side of it. We have a great Santa Claus. Santa Claus comes out and interacts with the kids. We have a lot of fun with Santa. And so even though it's a casino, we encourage parents, bring your kids because it really is a family show. After Santa leaves the stage, we have a section called our rocking chair segment where the four Oak Ridge boys sit in rocking chairs, and we each take turns talking about childhood Christmas memories, what Christmas means to us, what the importance of Christmas music to our career, or family, Christmas memories or whatever.
Like the old fireside chat that Bing
Yeah,
Crosby
it's
did.
a very informal kind of. It's a very informal part of the show, and we interspersed. We sing some of the traditional Christmas carols, and it's become the most popular part of the show, really. And then after that, we end the concert, and this is the most important part to us. We end the concert with a series of songs that talk about the real, true meaning of Christmas. The reason why we have Christmas to begin with.
Right.
And of course, that is the birth of Jesus. And we feel like in this day and age, that's still very, very important to us. And it does not hurt at all with all the bad things that are happening out there to talk about Jesus just a little bit, really. So we try. That's how we close out the concert. And
Right.
but the whole thing is a total package. Some of our hits and our regular music, and just about every aspect of Christmas. A real complete family show. So it's a great way for families to spend time together. Around the Christmas holiday season.
Well, I'm no stranger to the Oak Ridge Boys because I do a show 12:30 every day. It's called Lunch with the Legends, and obviously I can't go too many days between each show without pulling something up from the Oak Ridge Boys.
Well, thank you so much. I guess we are now in that category of being legends.
Well, the way I look at it in country music, you're a legend. Literally, I think once you've been on stage and on the Opry in the last 10 years.
Well, I think you're right. I mentioned, being inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame was, the ultimate honor.
Mm-hmm.
But, becoming members of the Grand Ole Opry, that's right there as well. That's very, very important. But that is a family of artists that's very special as well, and we're honored to be a part of the Grand Ole Opry.
Well, when I think about Christmas music and I think about the harmonies of the Oak Ridge Boys, the one song that continually I hear in my head is, surprisingly enough, Rockin' Around the Christmas Tree.
We have done just about every, we just released a new Christmas album called the Oak Ridge Boys Down Home Christmas. It is our 8th Christmas album, if you can believe that.
Mm-hmm.
We have now recorded 8 Christmas albums during the course of our career. But that's one song we have not gotten around to.
See, now it's funny because I can
we've
hear
never
it.
recorded that song.
I can hear it in my mind where the other three are doing a harmony thing, and you're kind of in the background with the deep bass doing a rockin', that kind of. That's just the way I hear it.
Okay. We'll have to keep that in mind. Maybe if we ever record a 9th Christmas album,
There you go.
Maybe keep that in mind. Okay.
There you go. You never know.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you for taking the time this morning to talk with us here at KSDM. And again, we're going to be giving away 2 sets of tickets to that event on December 20th.
Okay, well, we're looking forward to coming. I can speak for all the Oak Ridge boys. You know, I already kind of gave you the rundown of what you can expect.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's going to be a nice mixture, a nice balance of traditional songs that kind of take you back to your childhood, but yet some brand new Christmas songs as well. You know, this new Christmas album we just released this past week, you know, is produced by Dave Cobb. And I don't know if you know anything about the music scene in Nashville right now. Dave Cobb is really hot. And he has a way of doing things that's very special. You know, he produces all the Chris Stapleton stuff and several of the top artists. And he has access to some of the new, young, hot songwriters, guys who are writing hits for Luke Bryan even. You know, so and they wrote some brand new Christmas songs, especially for the Oak Ridge Boys. So we're going to incorporate just a few, some new, fresh songs along with the traditional songs. So it'll be a nice mixture. It'll be a nice balance. And so we're looking forward to bringing it your way.
Well, back in the day, I'll say it like we used to say it back in the day. We'll be doing some Christmas songs here shortly. I mean, we'll start playing them shortly. And I will make sure that I spin some of those.
Okay, well, that sounds good. Thank you so much.
And you have a great day.
Well, Duane, it's been my pleasure talking with you and your fine listeners out there. And thank you for promoting the fact that we're coming to town. We certainly appreciate it very much.
All right. You have a great day.
Thank you, sir. All right. Bye now.